All right, Doug was sending me a message saying that we can, I don't know if you have the wrong link or whatever it is, but he's coming on. So appreciate everyone's patience.
Hey, sorry about that, Nazar. I went to the Illuma link. It totally slipped my mind that I use y'all's link on y'all's call. So how you doing?
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Y'all doing down from the south, right? I'm in beautiful Cancun, Mexico right now. So
Nice. Sucks to be you.
yeah, having a little fun, doing some coaching calls on the beach. So how are we doing, guys? It's doing good.
Doing great.
Let's see, we got the big room. Okay, we got the big room here. So got a full house today. So I'm just curious, show of thumbs here. Again, hold them up high and hold them up for a second. Have we learned anything from the seller script that we discussed on our last call? All right, I'm not seeing a lot of thumbs here. I'm seeing a few going up. So give me some. Anybody can speak here, and I'm gonna do most of the talking because I know it's hard with a group this size. But give me some insight here. Is it that we haven't had time to implement it yet? Have we role played it? Have we used it at all? Have we set up any appointments from it? Can anybody give me anything?
I think at least for me, the basic fundamentals of when I'm talking to somebody and just being cognizant of their type has allowed me to be able to shift and mirror match them so that I'm more effective at communicating with them.
Okay, cool. How about the big room? How about the big room here? I'm gonna lean on you guys hard here. I'm actually pinning you so I can see everybody in that room. Is anybody, show of thumbs, who has role played this? You got a thumb up or you got a thumb down? Everybody's got two of them, I think. Unless we've had an unfortunate situation here. Okay. All right. So a lot of thumbs down. All right. I'm not letting this go yet. Okay. Because this is money, guys. Right now, the industry across the nation, every team out there, every agent out there, we're faced with a challenge right now. And that is we have a lot of online leads that we're accustomed to dealing with in a lot of different ways, whether it be your CRM generates it, you got Google pay-per-click, you got Zillow, you got realtor.com, homes.com, all these different sites out there. And every single one of them are tremendously low on delivering what they promised. And so we're all faced with this, wait a minute, we don't have as many online leads as we're used to having. Now there's pros and cons to this. Here's my opinion. We're still getting those type, let me just make sure I'm on the same page. Does anybody receive any type of online lead? Okay. All right. So we all do. We all do. Do we agree that there are not as many as there was 2 months ago? Okay.
And Zillow fully admits there's not as many. We just had our meeting with them yesterday.
Oh, they all do. Absolutely.
Yep.
They're all saying we're struggling. We're trying to deliver as many impressions as we're accustomed to delivering, but the interest rates and the shift and all that kind of stuff is an issue. Now, what I'm finding from those leads is the ones we're getting is there's less tire kickers. Is that a thing on the West Coast? Tire kickers? In the South, we call them tire kickers, right? People, they're going to buy the used car and they kick the tire and they're like, hey, how old are these tires? Like they're not that serious about buying. So the people that are clicking, I'm finding are a lot more serious. But if there needs to be any kind of a shift right now, it needs to be our strategy on how we prospect. Because what we're accustomed to is answering the phone saying, would you like to see the house today or tomorrow? And if they say no, most of us are not prospecting those people like the 10 days of pain or buy or die or like all those things that we learned years ago. We're just like, oh, it's okay. We'll wait for the next phone call to come and we'll sell them a house when they're ready to go see it. Is there truth to that? Again, show it thumbs. There's some truth to that, right? And so I'm not saying that all of you are failing at your prospecting efforts, but we're having to shift in what we're accustomed to doing. So don't forget about leveraging what you receive. But in addition to that, what we really need to consider is who here wants more listings? Gosh, you guys are slow to raise your hands. Do you guys want listings or not? Right? Do you want your team to list more houses? You want your company to list more houses, right? It creates inventory, it creates opportunity. And then who wants to do more business with people that already know, like, and trust you? Okay, all right, we're getting some hands popping up here, okay? So I want to give you guys a little bit of insight with my own team, something I went through just recently, this past Tuesday, actually. Today's Thursday, right? I'm on vacation, so it's, I'm not supposed to remember the day right now. So on Tuesday morning, I had a meeting with my team, and I've been getting some heat a little bit from my team members on my team. Show a little vulnerability here. I've been getting some heat lately. They're like, hey, I'm tired. We have Zillow Flex. Do you guys have Zillow Flex? Okay. All right. They're like, I'm kind of getting tired of paying these referrals. Anybody ever said that before? I get it. It's real, right? I'm tired of paying these, or success fees, as Zillow likes to call them. We know what it is. It's a referral, right? I'm tired of paying 35%, and I want to come up with a new way to generate more business. I'm tired of Zillow dominating us. And I'm like, well, what are you thinking? And they're like, well, what we really want to do is we want to start a mailer campaign up. And we want you to split half of the cost with us, Doug. It's just like a very influential group in my team, right? You guys know how the clicks form, and there's that group of people, right? They're telling me this. I'm getting pissed. And I'm not knocking on mailers, because I know Nazar is the mailer king, right? So I'm not knocking on mailers. But what I'm frustrated with is they're accustomed to now clients. And we all know that mailers are not going to become now clients today, right? And they're going to want to throw money at nonsense. And I said, guys, how much of your business is Zillow? How much of your business is Zillow? And they're like, it's at least half of it. It's ridiculous. And I said, oh, okay. This all happened Monday evening. Tuesday morning, I'm like, all right, guys, I came with fire in that meeting. It's like, hey, we're going to go over our lead sources, because I don't think you guys are paying attention to the dashboards that we've given you where you can see your own business. But I'm going to talk about the team as a whole. What percentage of our business is Zillow, team? And I got numbers anywhere between 30 and 50% was our business. And I said, cool. What's our runner up? What's our runner up of business? Realtor.com. I'm like, okay, what percentages of that? 20, 25% was kind of what the team was telling me. So, okay. All right. Now let me throw up on the screen what our real numbers are. 51% of our business is past client referral or sphere of influence, all relationship-based leads, right? 17% of our business was Zillow Flex. 5% of our business was Realtor.com. I had to shake my team a little bit and say, hey, we got to get out of hallucination world here, because our mindsets are in the gutter because we're focusing on the wrong thing. How many of you, and I'm talking about my own team here, I'm being vulnerable, guys. I'm asking my team this, how many of you have a true business plan wrapped around your past client sphere and referral? And I got the, one or two people kind of saying, I do birthday cards once a year and I put a lotto scratch off ticket in it. That's cool. That's one little tiny thing. But we have 51% of our business that's accidentally happening. Imagine if we put effort into it. And then when they realized Zillow was only 17%, they were like, oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad of making a big deal out about my hallucination, right? So I want to challenge you all to think, first off, what are you hallucinating? I'm not saying you guys are doing what my team's doing right now. We all have our ups and downs, but what are you hallucinating is actually happening? And then go look at the stats and the data. Does every single person on this call truly know year to date where all your business came from? I see a couple head nods, which means not really, right? As a whole. So I want to challenge you all to think, or not think, know where, go through all your closings. Maybe Nazar, you've already got this data for them, or maybe not, but you guys are, you're independent contractors. You should know your own business. Look at the year and say, where's most of my business coming from? And let's choose one area that we want to improve. And I want to recommend that we improve the area that has the least amount of referrals and the most fun and enjoyable to work with, which is going to be all those relationship-based things, right? So knowing that, one of the areas is figuring out how many people in your database own a home. And can we use the script that we've been discussing to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I was calling you about your home. in, is Eastdale a place? Isn't Eastdale? Haven't I heard of Eastdale, Nate Nazar? Yeah, in
Eastvale.
Eastvale, sorry, Eastvale, yeah. Call about your home in Eastvale. You may not even know the address yet. Call about your home in Eastvale. Hey, have you thought about working with the realtor and selling that home? Oh, no, we're not thinking about selling right now. Oh, okay, well, how about a one-time showing? Are you familiar with that? No, I'm not. Well, simply put, I work with the company that does a lot of business in your area, and if we have a buyer that we show a bunch of listings to and can't seem to find a listing to match that buyer, and we know of a homeowner that's not on the market, might be willing to put a deal together that way. Sometimes we can put a deal together that way, All I'd like to do is just come by and take a look at it in case we happen to have somebody. Think I could come by this weekend, or would maybe this evening be better? And see what happens. This is a great script, but we've got to memorize the scripts on how to talk to these people. What do we normally say when we call a past client, sphere of influence, anything of that nature? Can anybody give me an idea of what you might normally say? Is there a script around that, or is it just we're just kind of hitting them up and seeing what's going on? One, there's a script here, so I can see easily. One hand, there's a script. Two hands, there's no script. Okay, no script. All right, cool. All right, we got a little bit in the bottom screen here. So but generally speaking, we don't have a script, right? I think when we call these people, we're either offering them value or we're offering them value. It's that simple, right? We're having a social, come hang out with us. Hey, can I do a CM? I want to send you a CMA in your house. Have you had any changes to it? I just want to update you on what's going on the marketplace, because there's been a lot of change and you might be surprised about it. Hey, I was calling you about your home for sale. Have you thought about using a realtor and selling it? I've gone over that script a couple times, right? Hey, out of all, hey, I loved working with you in the past. And I'm just curious, most people that I love working with usually hangs out with people that I'd also enjoy working with as well. Do you know anybody at all that might consider making a move? Hey, I think the recruiting, even though not everybody on this team is into recruiting, I don't know, is all 5 agents into recruiting?
Should be.
Okay, all right, yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute, there's a strategy here with the company, right? So recruiting is not a bad thing. What if you called your past clients up and just said, hey, we're generating more business than we can handle, and I enjoyed working with you. And generally, when I enjoy working with people, they hang out with people that I'd enjoy working with too. Do you know anybody that should be in the business? Even if they say no, you're like, well, as I told you, we're generating more business than we can handle. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of buyers out there that we can't find houses for. So we're having to go like sweat equity and knock on doors and call people trying to find homes that might consider selling if the price were right and the timing worked out perfectly. Do you know anybody that might be considering making a move? So I'm getting some blank stares here. And I know Nazar is always asking me to go, what's the word I'm looking for? Like college style, like where I just speak and present constantly since it's such a large crowd. But I'm really interested to hear what you guys are thinking. Can you comment? Can you speak up? Tell me what's going through your head around everything we've said so far. Okay, for the big room, at the count of 3, I'll point to the mouthpiece in the room. 1, 2, 3. All right, she's already standing up. Is it you up front? Tell us about it. What's going on?
We can't hear you, Tessa.
Oh no.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. Fill us in.
Oh,
When I say the mouthpiece, I don't mean that in
Okay.
a negative way. I mean the person who usually speaks up for everybody.
No, that's usually Peter, but yeah, I'll take one for the team today. Yeah, so circling back with what you were saying about, reaching out to your past clients and having that dialogue. I know for me, I don't normally have a script. I literally was calling my past client on my way here because I just randomly thought about her. And turns out she wants to buy an investment property in the next couple of months. So I'm going to start working on that with her. But I know in the past, I've been really good when business slows down. I'm really good about reaching out and loving on my past clients and everything. But I've gotten pretty lackadaisical about it lately. So I am going to, do something with having a strategy in place to reach out and get some more business from that.
Wonderful. So let me ask you this, and tell me your name again.
It's Tessa.
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 Tessa. So Tessa, how long have you been in the business, Tessa?
About 7 years.
7 years. Year to date, is this the best financial year you've had so far?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're not alone. Okay, who
Uh-huh.
else has had the best year to date so far? Or maybe the runner up, if not the one, maybe number two, right? I'm getting a lot of hands up here on this across the board. So the reason that we've become a little lackadaisical is because we've all gotten a little fat and happy. We're comfortable,
Yeah.
right?
I'm very fat right now.
No. Financially, right? That's what we're talking about. I know we're talking about the same thing here. So like, but here's the thing. A couple of us eating a little too much this year too. I'm with you. So, but like, here's the thing though. We can pat ourselves on the back. This is what we've been trying to do this whole time. We've been trying to have the best year of our life. And now that a lot of us have hit it, we've gotten comfortable and we do deserve a break. We do deserve to enjoy the fruit that we've sown, right? But at the same time, we got to be careful because when you guys make a lot of money, your lifestyles change, right? You buy a nicer car, you buy a bigger house. All of a sudden, like I don't know what's going on my team right now because we're from the South and we don't do a lot of this, but like all the women on my team are getting stuck with needles left and right. And they're like talking about how expensive it is. Y'all are laughing about it because it's common in California. It's not in Tennessee, right?
My face doesn't move, Doug. Like my face does not move. I can't cry.
Yeah, there are no wrinkles on foreheads on my team right now. It's crazy. And so, but it's the lifestyle has changed and we want to maintain that lifestyle, right? But we're not doing the things that we were willing to do in year one or year two. Year one, year two, we were grinding. We told our families and our loved ones, it's either make or break time. I got to work hard, right? And now we've gotten accustomed to more vacations and more luxuries and spending money, and our lifestyles change. Let me ask you guys a vulnerable question here. Who's already paid their taxes for last year? 4 of you in that room, maybe 5. All right, guys, October's around the corner. Okay, 6 in the back, congratulations, right? But most of us don't have our taxes paid. And October is like the next cutoff, right? We filed those extensions. What is it, October 15th, I think? So like, guys, it's all going to sneak up on us real quick. And there's no government money this time. And even if you didn't get the government money, your buyers did. And they're not going to be spending as much money as they used to. You know, I can tell you right now, I'm still riding the wave off of a lot of government money I got from owning a business. And so like it gives us a hallucination that everything's okay. But that hallucination is going to sneak up on us. So I want to challenge you guys to get back into growth mode, right? Have you guys seen the scale that Tom Ferry's shown before? It's like it's kind of like the horizon with the 3 areas. There's the startup mode, then there's the cash cow, and then there's the fading winner. Maybe some of you guys have seen that before. If you're a fading winner, you need to line up a one-on-one with your mentor, your team leader, Nazar, whoever, right away, because that can be fixed with the mindset change. If you're in cash cow mode where you're doing awesome and you're doing really good, that's not a bad place to be. I'm not going to knock on you at all, right? Keep doing what you're doing. But the sweet spot is in between cash cow and startup mode, where you're trying new things and you're doing new things and you're constantly exploring. You know, I know Summit's around the corner. And so I really want to challenge you guys. Is everybody going to go to or virtually watch Summit by chance? Okay, awesome. So right now, what should happen, in my opinion, between now and the week after Summit, which is only like, 2 weeks away or so, you should be documenting everything that you're considering doing differently, right? And not do any major changes until after Summit. Because those of you that have been to Summit before, you go to Summit and all of a sudden it's like, wow, what I thought I needed is not what I needed. I'm changing direction based on what I learned. So you should be documenting right now, like, is it a farming program? Is it a new online lead source? Is it a networking aspect? Like whatever it is that you're going to do, is it a new script? whatever you're gonna do, you should be documenting these things so you guys can get your head on straight and right before summit and be in learning mode and that startup mode. So then after summit, it's time for business planning right after summit. You guys realize that, right? For 2023. So it's like, what are we going to go ahead and implement for 2023? And we all know we need to start doing those activities pretty darn soon for it to see the results in the beginning of 2023. So all that being said, I'm going to repeat myself again because sometimes we got to hear it more than once. Let's go back to this simple seller script and let's practice and role play this a little bit, because this one works. It works very, very well to schedule listing appointments. If you don't get the listing, you still had an opportunity to meet with them in case you do have a buyer. You have more inventory than the average agent at that point. If you don't have a buyer for it, you're standing in front of someone who's interested in making a move. Are they your new buyer? Because we all know if you start showing them houses and they fall in love with one and then they got to sell it, oh, you're the realtor right there. You're the realtor right there. NAR says 90% of clients say they would do business with their agent again, but only, I think it was 17 or 18% do. And that's only because a lack of follow-up from the agent. I just don't remember my agent's name. Or I do remember them, but I haven't heard from them in a long time. And my new friend happens to be married to a realtor, and I kind of feel obligated to use them because I haven't heard from them. They'll tell themselves stories of why they won't feel guilty if they don't use you again, right? So, all right, Nazar, will you role play with me?
Sure.
All right, you are the seller, okay? There's still for sale boners out there. There's expireds, there's circle dialing. So let's just kind of go off the FSBO game here, but we can flip this into past clients and all that good stuff. So ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, this is Doug with 5 Realty. And I was calling you about your home for sale over on Banana Street.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've probably been called by a bunch of realtors already.
Yeah, I'm not looking to hire anybody.
I understand. Well, I was just curious, and you may have already answered this, but just to be clear, are you willing to work with the realtor in selling your home?
Yeah, I'm willing to pay 2%.
2%. Okay, cool. Do you think I could come by and take a look at it today, or would tomorrow be better?
Yeah, do you have a buyer for my house?
Well, I don't want to mislead you. I can't say I do because I haven't been inside your home as of yet. I'd like to come by and take a look at it. Our company does a lot of work in your area. And sometimes we have a buyer that we've shown a bunch of listings to and can't seem to find a listing to match that buyer. And I know of someone like yourself who's willing to work with us, we can sometimes put a deal together that way. So would this afternoon work, or would maybe tomorrow be better?
Well, I've taken a lot of pictures with my iPhone and I've posted on Zillow. And so, you can look at those first, and then if you've got a client that's interested, then they can call me back.
For sure. And that's why I'm calling you. I actually saw it on Zillow and it was intriguing. And what I've found is if I have a buyer I've shown some listings to and we can't find anything, they're kind of exhausted too of the hunt. And so it's really helpful if I can tell them that I've actually been in the home that I think will fit them. And I would only bring them if I truly thought it would fit them, because I don't want to waste anybody's time. But consider my eyes like multiple buyers. You're still showing the house to other buyers at this point, correct?
Yeah, if they're interested.
Okay, perfect. So my eyes are just an extension of not only just buyers I'm potentially working with or may receive here in the near future, but also our company. So would this afternoon work, or would maybe later in the evening be better?
Yeah, this afternoon's fine. I'm available after 4.
4, you want to say 4:30, or would 5 be better?
Let's do 5.
5. Okay, perfect. And again, I'm so sorry, I didn't even ask. Again, my name's Doug Edrington, and yours is?
Nazar Kalaji.
All right, Nazar, I will see you at 5 o'clock today, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
So what I like about what you did is that, even though I gave you some objections, you just kept on pushing through, and resolve those concerns and then just push the appointment. What I also like is that you did not ask me those qualifying questions, right? Like, why do you want to sell? Because that'd be my natural intuition is to ask them.
Mm-hmm.
But those are conversations that are best had face to face. So it was very, very well done. And that can be done again, literally, just like with anyone, right? Circle dialing, expired listings, they're gonna be coming up. And you guys, what's interesting about expired listings is that when they are around, like there's some massive players that call on expired listings like everywhere, and they're really good. And so if you don't have those skills dialed in yet, you're missing a massive opportunity to be able to connect with people that were in La La Land, didn't get their home sold, and they're blaming their agents, and then now they're looking for somebody new.
I can't tell you guys how many times we have gone to a listing appointment set up this way, or a one-time showing preview set up this way. And they end up listing the house with us and they say, you guys are pretty good. I didn't want to work with a realtor at all. I don't even know how you got my house, to be honest with you. And I'll respond to them. It's because we study everything that we say and everything that we do. And as much as it is important as it is for us to meet people like yourself and create inventory to sell, we do the exact same thing with buyers as well. And we don't try to tackle crazy conversations on the phone. If you remember, sir, on the phone when we first spoke, I just said I wanted to come by and see your house. I have a feeling most other agents that have called you have tried to pitch you on the phone. And that's like asking someone to get in bed with you for the first date. And you have a little fun with it, right? And they get it. And they get it. And they're like, you are so right. I can't tell you how many people have called me and told me that I'm wrong, that I don't know what I'm doing, that I'm going to lose money. And you just called me and said you want to see the house, and I let you in. So don't be that agent that's trying to negotiate with someone you don't even have a face-to-face relationship with. Does that make sense? All right. Does someone else want to jump in? We'll do another role play, or do you want Nazar to go at it again and be a different personality?
Wait, Doug, I had a quick question for you. So I am terrible at following up with my past clients. Basically, we close the deal, and then every now and then I'll talk to some of them, but majority of them I feel like it's awkward. So if you haven't talked to your clients in a couple of years or however long, how would you reach out to them again?
Well, hey, first off, don't worry about it because someone else is following up for you.
I know, and that's my problem.
I know, I'm messing with you, but seriously though, someone else is following up.
You're right.
Yeah. So here's this is actually really simple. Okay. You call them up and you tell me your name again, or what's his name?
Peter.
Guys, I'm so sorry. 1 second. My bad. Out of the country, people are like FaceTiming me because they know I can't get my calls right now. So Peter, was it Peter?
Yeah.
Okay. So Peter, let's say I sold you a house 4 years ago and I've not talked to you at all. Okay. Let's role play this. Ring, ring, ring. Oh, he doesn't have the mic, does he? Someone give him the mic.
Hello?
Hey, Peter, it's Doug Edrington with Five Realty. How you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, man. A little blast from the past. Hey, I just wanted to check in with you.
Doug.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to, it's been a long time. I just wanted to check in with you because, the shifting market is surprising a lot of people right now. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I've been seeing stuff all over the news, interest rates and all kinds of stuff. I know what's going on.
For sure. The reason I wanted to call you is because I felt that I owed it to everybody I've sold a house to help them understand what's really going on, because the news is designed to entertain people with fear. You probably understand that, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely appreciate that. So what's your outlook on the market, or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, it depends. It depends. It depends on what your goals are, right? Interest rates are higher than they were when you purchased your home. I wouldn't even be surprised. Gosh, it's been 4 years since we spoke. Have you refinanced that house at all, or had any interest rate changes, or do you still have the original mortgage?
No, yeah, we refinanced during COVID.
Yeah,
like
so
2.9 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say you probably have a ridiculously low interest rate. Those times are gone. So congratulations, you did the right thing. So good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Good job. The other thing that's happening right now is we're seeing a lot of people talk about how home prices might be changing. It's kind of shifting more towards a buyer's market. And that's the scary part that the news is on. That could happen. And there's a good chance that it might happen because we're due for that shift, but we're not there yet. Back when you purchased a home, I'm gonna make up some numbers here, guys. But back when you purchased a home, Peter, there were 10,000 homes for sale on the MLS in our area. And today there's still only about 1,500 homes, which is up from about 500 last year. So you're still in a great place, but we do see that shift happening to where buyers might be more in control in the near future. So I'm just curious, have you thought about using a realtor and selling your home while things are still hot?
No, I mean, we're just looking into possibly investments and all that stuff, but not thinking about moving. We still love the place.
Okay, cool. Tell me a little bit more about what you're thinking with investments.
All
right, and I'm gonna time out there. I'm gonna time out there because we all know where to go from here, right? We're in a conversation. Peter.
Yeah.
I didn't apologize for not talking to you. You didn't expect me to call you over the past 4 years. I just jumped in and started offering value.
I like how you said it's owed, and you owed reaching out. That was a
when you hang up, you're likely to say to yourself, "Man, I'm glad he called," and that's it. And then we move on, right? And so this is not one of your ex-partners that you like. This is not a hit it and quit it situation. Okay. This is you rekindling with an old friend. Okay. And offering value. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So you guys have the recording from the last call. You have the recording from this call. I want to challenge you guys to keep working on scripts. We're going to hammer this hard until I start to see everybody say, "I got this." Does that sound good? All right. Are we on the right track? Is this helpful?
Good stuff.
All right, cool.
I have a question.
Okay, what's up?
I want to go back to.
I'm good to run over. I know we're running over here and I'm okay with it. If anybody has to bounce, I'm not disrespected here if you got to go, but shoot away.
I want to go back to the listing thing.
Okay.
So I liked what you did on the phone, and I went and met the guy already. I'm there because I'm having a buyer, and he's waiting for that buyer. So
do you
what's
actually
the plan when I meet the guy?
Do you actually have a buyer?
No, we did what you did on the phone. Like, I'm having someone, I'm here to take a look because eventually I'm gonna bring him. But my goal is to get a listing.
Okay, so did I tell Nazar that I had a buyer?
Nope.
Very important. So the script is, I don't want to mislead you. I can't say I have a specific buyer in mind, but I would like to come by and take a look at your home. Could I come by today or would tomorrow be better? Very important. We don't lie to them and tell them that they have a buyer or that we have a buyer, because that's going to start off the relationship in a lie, and that never goes anywhere good.
You can say, I don't know if HomeLight is still buying properties like with all cash. Are they doing that still? If someone just wants to get rid of it?
Yeah, they're doing it still.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have HomeLight, then you could theoretically, call somebody and be like, "Hey, I've got an investor that's looking to buy property in the area. Have you had any thoughts on selling?" And if they say yes, they're like, "Oh, cool. I'd love to be able to stop by your house and talk to you about that opportunity and see if it'd be great for my investor." You can go to their home, take a look at it. You can legitimately get them an all cash offer on the property. And if it works for them, awesome. If it doesn't, then obviously that's your way in the door to be able to connect and potentially list the property.
Yep. And
I did that exactly like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I got him an offer which was like 1.1, but he ended up listing with his wife's agent for 1.3 something, a seasoned guy that they knew.
It's all a numbers game, buddy. It's all a numbers game.
Yeah, we can't win them all for sure. And I don't know what the culture of y'all's markets are, but in my market, if I called and said I had an investor, no one really wants to talk to them because they just assume it's going to be less than what a home buyer. And so I'm not it depends on the culture of the market. If that's okay and normal, then roll with it. But otherwise, I just say, you're working with home buyers. Yeah, we've got investors too, but you let me know if you'd be interested in something like that. Most times I wouldn't recommend you take an investor offer because you're going to be leaving money on the table. And so I just want to come by and take a look at it in case we happen to have someone. And when you're there face to face with them, you look at the house, do exactly what you said you're going to do. I might have mentioned this on the last call, but like, I hand the business card. Hey, here's this is who I am. Thanks for inviting me in. Can you please give me the grand tour? Ask questions, drop your anchor. Did we talk about the anchor on the last call? I don't know if I talked about it with you guys or not. Everybody carries something into an appointment, right? You're carrying your computer, your bag, your whatever, right? That's also known as your anchor. When you're getting the grand tour, you leave the anchor anywhere in the house that you want to come back to. If it's the living room, if it's the dining room table, if it's the kitchen bar, if it's the den, don't leave it in the bedroom. Leave the anchor wherever you need to get back to, because then you're required to go back to that area and wrap up your conversation. I made a huge mistake years ago, and my anchor was an iPad in a black iPad case like everybody has. And I left the anchor, had a whole conversation, walked out. Like, I didn't list the house in that moment. I did a net sheet for them. I told them what I could put in their pocket. I didn't get the listing. They tell me they want to think about it. I tried to go over every objection possible. Didn't get the listing in that exact moment. Get home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, go to the office and open up my iPad, and it's this beautiful family as the cover, and I don't know the password to it. And I took their iPad. and I had to call them back and say, something funny here, but I've got to come back and get my anchor. And I went back and listed that house. I got lucky. I don't recommend stealing people's stuff to get back in, but it worked, right? So the anchor works, okay? It allowed me to get in and have the second conversation. You guys get it? Cool. All right, guys. Please role play this. I'm not sure if we're talking again or not before Summit. If we're not, who's going to be at Summit? Show of hands. Anybody physically going? Cool. All right. Come meet me. Come say hey, because when we connect, that means we're more likely to talk over the Zoom screen here. So I'd love to get to know you guys on a first name basis, and looking forward to Summit personally, even myself. A lot of things to implement and things to continue on to you guys. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Doug.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.